Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Ciro. Let's talk a little bit, shall we? Why am I doing this recipe? I was walking in my favorite grocery store at Winco, and this is what I saw.
Whole chicken, less than $5. Let's grab one, let's go.
Yeah, a whole chicken, that cheap. And guess what? As I was about to check out, this is what I saw.
Look at that, y'all. 75 cents each, single beers. Sure, never heard of these, but why not?
Clearance beer. Have you ever seen that anywhere else? I haven't. I guess that's why Winco is such an amazing store. Like the title says, beer can chicken in the oven. That's exactly what we're gonna do. You only need 3 things for this recipe: a whole chicken, a can of beer, and some seasoning. I'm using this right here. Look at that, beer can chicken seasoning. Gourmet. Of course, you can always get fancy with this recipe and do your own seasoning, add your own stuff, but I'm keeping it simple, so I'm using this all-in-one seasoning. There's only about 4 steps to this recipe. 1, we're gonna prep our chicken. 2, we're gonna season the chicken. 3, we're going to position the chicken, which that step is probably the most important step of all this process. Then we're gonna bake our chicken, and that's it. You get to eat your chicken. Step number 1, let's get to cleaning this chicken. I would recommend doing this in a pan that can handle some of the juices that are in the bag. We're gonna get rid of this. So depending where you get your chicken from will determine how much you're gonna have to clean it. This chicken that I got doesn't come with any of the innards. I know some chickens will come with all of the innards still intact. Mine doesn't, therefore I don't have to clean the inside. So be careful whenever you buy your chicken. If you're not gonna wanna clean, make sure you get one that's already cleaned for you. I am going to do very little prep to this chicken. I'm gonna cut these off, then I'm gonna rinse off this bad boy a little bit, and then on to seasoning. All right, so my chicken is rinsed off. I'm gonna just pat it down a little bit. Now it's time to season this little guy. Or is it a little girl? I'm not sure. I heard a statistic once that most of the chickens that we eat are actually male chickens. The theory behind that was that they don't kill the females because they use them for egg production. I don't know how true that is, but what I know for sure is that this bad boy, we're gonna eat. So step 1 is complete. Step 2, we're gonna season. I'm gonna season this bad boy heavily, and I'm gonna season it everywhere. As you season, pat it down so that the seasoning can stick. Don't be too scared to over season. It's a lot of meat and the seasoning is only going on the skin. So don't be scared to over season. Wow, y'all. This seasoning, beer can chicken from Winco, smells great. It smells delicious. Sprinkle a little bit inside, not a lot, just a little bit. And that's it. My chicken is seasoned. All right, so our next step is positioning our chicken. So here's where we're gonna use the beer. Now, the can only needs to be about halfway full. So we're gonna go ahead and pour some of this out. And that's about half poured out. We're gonna use the beer can to help our chicken stand up like this in the oven. So the chicken's gonna bake like this, standing up in the oven. And here is where the beer can comes in. We're gonna stick the beer can in there, right there. We're gonna set the chicken like this. So to do this, we're going to tie the legs. So you can use some cooking twine, some cooking wire, whatever you want. I'm gonna use some cooking wire. All right, so that's done. Now, we're gonna have our chicken open wide and we're gonna insert the beer can. Here we go. Ooh, there we go. Nice and smooth, just like that. All right, so our chicken is sitting comfortably on our beer can. It's nice and upright. And I'm gonna be doing it in this type of baking tray. I wanna capture all of the juices that fall from this chicken. And look at that beautiful chicken right there, y'all. Look at that beautiful chicken right there. Well, hello everyone from Cooking with Ciro. If you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe. All right, and taking a look at our chicken from the top. You see the beer can in there? It's in there. And there is our tied legs. This is ready for the oven. All right, so my oven is preheating to 400 degrees. We're going to cook this chicken in the oven until the internal temperature reaches between 165 to 175. It should take about an hour, maybe an hour 15, depending on your chicken size, depending on how your oven cooks and all of that. I'm gonna be checking this chicken at 45 minutes. I'm gonna do an internal temperature check, and then we'll just make adjustments from there. A quick tip, if your oven has adjustable racks, I would move your rack to either the lowest one or the second to lowest, because this whole thing has to fit in there, okay? So you want it to be able to fit properly. All right, so my oven is up to temperature. Let's open this up. And there you go. I'll see you in 45 minutes. All right, so my chicken's in the oven. And you know what? I'm using beer because the name of this type of chicken is beer can chicken. But that doesn't mean that you have to use beer. You can use anything. Just about any can with liquid will work. And guess what? They also sell these little contraptions. Winco also has one of these little containers to make beer can chicken. But that's 20 bucks. Big golly, did you see the price on that? For the price of that little contraption versus the price of one can of beer and the frequency that I actually do this recipe, it makes more sense to just get a can with liquid in it. But hey, you decide how you want to cook. So 45 minutes is up. Wow, it's looking pretty good. So the internal temperature is hovering right around 140. I think I'm gonna leave it in for another 15 minutes and then we'll check on it again. So you may be asking, Ciro, isn't this the same thing as roasting a chicken? Why would you go through the extra steps of sticking a can up the chicken's butt and all of that? Yes, there are a lot of similarities, but this baking technique is mimicking rotisserie chicken, not roasted chicken. There is a difference, look it up. Rotisserie is usually whenever you cook the chicken by rotating it. Most people don't have built-in rotisseries. Most people do not have that built into an oven. So standing the chicken upright mimics the result of rotisserie cooking. Also, you may want to consider this over roasting, just regular roasting, because the crust that forms on the outside is much more prevalent. It's much more caramelized, and because of that, it has much more flavor. All right, so 15 more minutes is up. Wow, I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it's crackling. It smells great, y'all. So good. I'm gonna allow this to maybe just be in here for another 10 to 15 minutes, and then this should be ready to go. Now you may be asking yourself, well then if the crust is gonna be harder and more prevalent, won't my chicken be dry? Aha, enter can with liquid. So the can with the liquid helps the chicken stay very moist inside, while keeping it upright and not laying on its side allows the crust to form evenly all around it. So I recommend you try it out, and if you like it, continue doing it. And if you don't like it, then don't. All right, another 15 minutes has passed. Look at that right there. It's amazing. Let's take a temperature reading. All right, so we poked it around in a couple different places, and temperature's good. Let's take this bad boy out, let it rest for a little bit. All right, y'all, so here's the chicken out of the oven and rested about 10 minutes. It was in the oven about an hour 15 total, and I rested it for about 10 minutes. We're gonna take a look. It smells great. Woo. The beer can's still in there. I gotta get it out. Ooh, baby. Alrighty. Woo, look at that steam. All right, it's time to carve this. Let's take a look at this breast. Oh my goodness. Look at that, wow. Look how juicy that is. That is incredibly juicy. Nice. You hear that? Nice crust. Oh wow, just comes apart the whole quarter. The flavor of that seasoning is great. It's amazing, it's delicious. Let me tell you something. I'm a fan of this cooking technique. Look at this. This is part of the chicken breast, one of the drier pieces of the chicken. Look at how juicy that is. Can you see the juices flowing? Look at that. Juicy. Wow. Great taste, great crust. So juicy on the inside. I think this is gonna be my preferred method of cooking chicken inside the house moving forward. Less than 10 minutes of prep. Throw it in the oven, hour 15 minutes, let it rest for 10 minutes, and that's it. In under 2 hours, you can have amazing tasting chicken with very little work. Woo! Delicious. Hey y'all, I hope you liked this video, but more importantly, I hope you go and you try this method of cooking bacon, your chicken. It's great. Your chicken turns out juicy, turns out delicious, very minimal effort needed on your part. All right, y'all, that was all for this video. Like it, share it, subscribe if you haven't. Click the notification icon to be notified of whenever I drop a new video. I've been posting weekly videos for a few months now. I may cut it back to maybe just once or twice a month. We'll just see how that goes. We'll see what the feedback is and we'll go from there. Like always, I hope you liked this video, but if you didn't, I'm gonna make another video. Go and like that one.